Hey guys, so today I want to be talking about ZCoin Z nodes. So today the price of ZCoin has jumped as high as 80%. It's now did a bit of a correction. It's trading at $156. Still a pretty good run up, and I believe this is attributed to running a secure node. Now, the minimum requirements of running a ZCoin Z node is 1,000 coins. So it's quite a bit of cash. So let's see, 1,000 multiplied by let's say 156. You need $156,000 to operate a Z node. So when it was trading as low as let's say $60, just a few days ago, 60,000 isn't too bad. And a lot of these pools, you only need maybe a minimum of one coin, but a lot of them is like 10%. So 10% is 100 coins, and put together $60 a piece. That'd be like $6,000. So if you've been following Zcoin, they have announced the Z node, and on Saturday, the payments went live as of block number 66,700. So the way the payment system works is that it goes into a queue. Your Z node goes into a queue, and that queue, where every time that a Zcoin block is completed, the rewards is sent out to one lucky winner in the queue. So if your machine happens to go down for whatever reason, then your position gets restarted. And we're not 100% sure what exactly happens. If you're going to just max out on the number of coins, which is currently 15 Z coins, or does it accumulate and based on your uptime? So that's still a big question mark among a lot of these Z node operators. So I want to quickly show you the setup guide. It's pretty simple and straightforward. They have now a YouTube video that you can follow along and figure out how to set up your own Z node. Again, you're generating a private key for your Z node, and the private key for your Z node exists only on the Z node. So if the hacker comes in and hacks your node, you just simply don't get paid, but your 1,000 coins is safe on an external wallet. So there's not much of any security risk, although it is important for you to set up just a basic firewall, because what you don't want to have happen is people just port scanning your machine and you have a exposed port for whatever reason, and there is some sort of app, let's say for example Apache, and somebody were to exploit it and just get access to your machine. But even if they do, it's no biggie. There's no coins on the machine. You just simply be offline. So the instructions are pretty straightforward. I was able to get this running within a few hours once I have the coin set up. And by saying a few hours, you have to have the Zcoin wallet synced, as well as setting up the node itself, and that takes a few hours to sync up fully with the blockchain. As far as the VPS is concerned, they recommend 2 gigabytes of RAM. I'm going with AWS. It's pretty straightforward for me to set up an Ubuntu VPS, and it costs about $15. A little bit more than a lot of these other VPSs, but I prefer to have nice managed hosting with a reliable company, and been using AWS for a couple of years now, and really like what they're able to offer. So the big news, I suspect, so Zcoin, I follow their Twitter feed. They didn't really announce anything major, groundbreaking. I just suspect that people have now started to share more information about the secure node, and a lot of people are now rushing in to lock up their coins, and so I believe that's what's causing this demand to go up. And then briefly, there's probably those that don't have, are not running nodes, are just doing a little sell-off, and but I suspect long-term Zcoin had a bright future. Just finished watching one of their YouTube videos on the next plans for their roadmap that includes setting up their Merkle tree protocol. It sounds very exciting and interesting. Also going to have a new UI update of their wallet. I think their UI their wallet's already pretty clean and very user-friendly compared to some of the other wallets that I've used in the privacy space. Yeah, so let's take a look at let's look at masternodes.online, which is an aggregate of all the masternodes that are out there. And they have some interesting stats here. So it is estimated on daily it's going to be earning about 1.7 ZCoins, weekly 12.4, monthly 53.3. That's if assuming you're owning the 100% of the node. And if you are, well, good for you. That means that your node is worth $147,000 currently at today's prices. Interesting thing is that having these secure nodes, and currently there's about 1,400 master nodes online, and that's locking up about 1.4 million or 37% of the current supply of ZCoins. So we expect maybe 40% to 60% is going to be locked up, but in the first couple of months, I suspect probably about 40% of the coin is going to be locked up. And as the price increases, it's going to be much more difficult for a lot of people to get into and participating in a Zeno. So I think we're going to see a nice run up for now, and then a retractment. And as people start to get paid out, I think there's going to be a few more nodes that come online, more supply and demand. And it should be a very interesting couple of months moving forward. So in the pool that I'm working with, each person is attributing about 10% of a slice of a node, so it makes it a lot easier to put together a full node. So the way the payout works is every day there's about 144 blocks that happens on the ZCoin blockchain. And of those 144 blocks, 50 rewards are distributed. So we get a total of 7,200. Now, 30% of the total rewards, which is 50, the 2160 is rewarded to Znode operators. Okay, so 2160 per day is the amount that's been allocated for Znode from the rewards. We can see here that we have a total of 1,409 Zenodes operating at the moment. So we're going to divide the number of Zenodes with the rewards, and we get a total of about 1.53 coins daily from that will be distributed out. So based on this number here, this daily income, not sure why this number is off at 1.7, but theoretically, you're getting about 1.53 coins per day. So what we're going to do is go ahead and multiply that over 30 days. That's about 45 coins. And let's just say we're trading at, what is the current price of ZCoin? Trading at $156. Multiplied by 156. So each node is going to be generating about $7,100. And we see here their calculation is a bit off, not sure why. But let's just go ahead and take this number as a source of truth, right? 78.91. And let's just assume you own 10%. Okay, you were able to pony up 10%. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 10%. Your payout would be about $789 a month. It's not too bad. So how many coins would you need to pony up 10%? Well, you need 100 coins. So 100 times 169 or 156. So you're going to be dumping in $15,000, and you're going to be getting a return of, I think it was like 750, right? 600. So if you were able to get in early enough, the ROI is pretty decent. Currently, it's predicted based on today's stat that's going to be a 65%. I would imagine that this would be around 50% for the next 3 months, and then we're going to start to decrease to about 40% ROI. As more masternodes come online, there's less rewards paid out to everyone. So hopefully the price of coin goes up, much like Dash, and makes the running a node worthwhile. So So right now, I think it's still pretty cheap. This is just the first step of ZCoin in reference to their roadmap. They have a lot of things planned for 2018. So even if you were just to hold on to your ZCoin, I think it's important, and maybe dollar cost your average into owning a piece of a node, and it'll be a nice passive income stream. So I'm looking at running a secure node as a passive income stream. Whether or not I decide to keep ZCoin or selling it off so that I can buy in other coins is still yet to be determined. I do believe in the project. I believe the privacy market in general is very small for a lot of the cryptocurrencies. We're talking about less than 2%. That's just looking at Monero, Zcash, Dash, ZCoin, Zen, PIVX. If you combine all the privacy coins that it's currently occupied, just only 2% for all the cryptocurrencies. And if you can imagine a day where regulation is passed that prohibits or restricts Bitcoin trading, you can imagine a lot of people are going to be running to privacy coins. And one of the interesting things about ZCoin is they have a cryptographer working on the project. The project is there's a seed investor by the name of Roger Ver, who invested into this project. And overall, I like to invest when there's other good investors, on the project, and at least there's one cryptographer. So I think it's I think it's a good setup for a team at the moment. And so I think I'm going to be keeping my ZCoin for a while and see what happens in the next 3 to 6 months. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, this video, and got some value and understand a bit more about running your own secure node. So take care, and I'll see you next time.